I don't know. Only thing I know to say is my name's Brett Vaughn. I ride mules through wild places and I put hounds on the ground. That's out here in the desert. Got Big Agnes, Jet Johnson as a pack mule. I got 9 hound dogs and it's cold. Good morning. Winter is just around the corner. We're right in the middle of fall. And you can tell the freshness in the morning. We leave tomorrow I'm gonna take my nephew deer hunting. Anyway, I've been looking at these older videos. Oh, and I've been advised here lately that there's some things I need to do. One thing that they said I need to do is introduce myself. So you listen to all these other guys, you'll listen to like Clay Newcomb says, "Hello, my name's Clay Newcomb." And then Randy Newberg, how does he say? "Hello folks, Randy Newberg here." I don't know. Only thing I know to say is my name's Brett Vaughn. I ride mules through wild places and I put hounds on the ground. Let me know if you guys in the comments below, let me know if you think that's a good little tagline or whatever. I stole the one from Jeff, and I use it when I'm done my little talks or whatever. It's onward and upward. I stole the words onward and upward. That's the watchword from Jeff. He always comments. You can see his comments down below. And then this comes from my brother-in-law. He's always, let's go, So anyway, well, where was I at? So, like I said, I've been being advised. So that's kind of some explanations here. I was going to talk about the area that I live in and the area that I hunt a little bit more. I know I've touched on it in other videos, and you guys that have watched my videos have seen everything. Hello, Al. I got the terrorists out here today. Anyway, this is the Chihuahuan Desert. I mean, and it's if we get 11 inches of rainfall in a year, that's a good year. And I'm fortunate that right here in my backyard is what they call the Jornada Del Muerto, which means the journey of death, which it goes for, I don't know what, 50 miles, 60 miles. I'll put a little graph right here, and I'll put a flyover from Google Earth on it. I mean, it goes on forever. There used to be nothing out here. Now, who was it? Oh, that rich guy, Virgin Galactic. What's the rich guy's name? Anyway, they built the spaceport out there where they land that space shuttle, and they not too long ago they went up into space and then landed back there. Anyway, but it's right here in my backyard, and it is just remote. I mean, you can get out there and just the fence lines are huge. Those pastures are huge. You don't have to worry much about bumping into fences. When you do, you can, you know, ride the fence line to a corner or whatever and find a gate pretty easy. And but there's not much water, and there's not, you know, you'd be surprised. There's some game out there. I mean, there's some big, they're not dense. There's little pockets, but there's a lot of there's deer, there's antelope, there's fox, lots of coyotes. It's good coyote country, and there's lions. And I caught a lion out there. I've trailed a couple lions out there. It's terrible country to trail in, but I use it mostly just to exercise my hounds. And you can take a bunch of hounds out here and turn them loose, and you don't have to worry much about them getting away from you. You got collars on them. You can get just about everywhere. And it is like going back, you know, 100 years. I mean, you can just take a mule and a pack mule and cut across the country. Lots of the journey of death. You know, what happened was on the Santa Fe Trail out of Mexico came up through here, and then they would follow the river as much as they can, but they can't follow the river down on the bottom side here, so they have to cut across. And so they would cut across this big old desert, and in places you can still see the little tracks of the I guess they use ox carts, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, they'd cut through here, and there's El Chapo. I think his name was El Chapo. He used to sit up on these mountains and raid, and there's a lot of stories of treasure here and there, you know, all over the place out there. So I've never found any. I've looked, but I've never found any. But anyway, like I said, I'm real fortunate where I can just get out there, and like in this video, I'm taking my mules and I ride out through there, and you think you're in the middle of nowhere, and then an outfitter shows up. He was guiding some oryx hunters, and he showed up and he said, I've never seen anybody packing out here in this desert. But I had decided, I don't know, earlier that year, last year, about the beginning of 2020, that I was going to start taking a pack mule. And it's like anything else, you know, the more you do it, the more accustomed you come to it, the easier it becomes, you know. And I think out here hunting the way I do, that taking a pack mule is pretty beneficial. You know, you can pack some water, you can pack some survival gear, and you can carry some creature comforts, you know. And this coming year, I plan on doing a lot more of that. I want to do some long rides, and, you know, maybe where I stay out more time, I hope, if my plan comes to fruition. Anyway, so that's this area. That's called the Jornada del Muerto. Then you go east of here, and you've got a little set of mountains, and the Sierra de las Uvas, which is the grape mountain, the grape mountains. And I don't know, I've heard there's a spring on the other side, and I've never been to it, where the grapes grow. Some kind of grape grows. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not. And then I've also heard that from a distance that they look like grapes. I don't know. But that's a little bit better country. There's more deer in there. It's desert mountains. Elevation goes up to about 6,500 feet, and some deep canyons and a lot of rims. And there's lines that get in there quite often. And it's pretty good country, you know. And it's really good to ride through. Biggest problem is, you know, on the weekends or something, you run into, I call them yahoos. It's not meant to be an insult. It's just, you run into guys on buggies like mine and stuff, because there's a lot of little 2-track roads that go through there, and it kind of ruins your 100 years, you're born 100 years too late experience. And then if you go about 75 miles northwest of here, you get into the Gila, and that's the place. That's the place I love to go to. I mean, it's remote. It's more or less roadless. It's if you get into the wilderness, there's 2 wildernesses there. There's the Aldo Leopold Wilderness, and then there's the Gila Wilderness. And you get into the wilderness, there's no roads. You can't. What's wrong, Rusty? You got your collars. You're okay. Get out. Quit it. You get into, and it's wilderness. So wilderness means that there's no motorized vehicles or anything. It's, the only travel you have is primitive travel. So the Aldo Leopold Wilderness, and then you got the Gila Wilderness, and you got one road that splits it. I want to spend more time up there. And there's not a lot of guys who hunt it. And it's because it's so inaccessible. There's no roads. It's fairly difficult to hunt. If you know, unless you're a Cameron Haynes or one of these guys that are in really good shape, or or another guy I know, or have mules. You know, it's really hard to hunt. So, but there's a lot of neat places up there I want to go look at. You know, a lot of history, a lot of areas that are just beautiful, and a lot of game in there. There's not many deer as there used to be. There's a lot of elk, a lot of bears, a lot of and lions. Anyway, so that's kind of an explanation about where I hunt. I'll try to put some graphics and everything. If y'all have any questions, down in the comments down below. You guys ready? It's felt hat time. No more straw hats. You know the rules. No straw hats before Memorial Day. So no felt hats after Memorial Day. And then through the summer you wear straw hats, and then Labor Day comes, you got to switch to felt hats. The rule's a new one. It needs to be all worn in and broke in. So anyway, all right. Onward and upward. That's the watchword. It didn't seem like that far. 11.64 miles, almost 12 miles. Down here in this flat country, our average moving time was 2.9 miles an hour, almost 3 miles an hour. We were stopped for an hour, and we've been gone for 5 hours. Our moving time was 5 hours. So 6 hours, we've been out 6 hours. Elevation here is 4,452 feet. Pretty good day.